Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief Show. I am your host, Ginny. Today, we're diving into the vibrant world of Hong Kong's financial scene, starting with a lively update on the stock market. Hong Kong stocks are bouncing back from a one-week low, thanks to a surge in mainland investment and Beijing's commitment to sustainable growth. The Hang Seng Index rose by 0.5%, with notable gains from giants like Alibaba and Baidu. Mainland investors are actively purchasing 731.2 billion Hong Kong dollars worth of stocks, nearly matching last year's total, signaling strong confidence in Hong Kong's market. Next, let's talk about the banking sector. Hong Kong banks are facing a tough environment with limited interest rate changes, but they are turning to cutting-edge AI technology to stay ahead. By adopting AI for transaction processing and virtual assets like stablecoins, banks are aiming to cut costs and boost efficiency. This digital shift, combined with global supply chain changes, offers exciting growth opportunities despite some rising bad loans. It's a promising time for innovation-driven banking in Hong Kong. Finally, a quick glance at the IPO scene. Mainland China's IPO market has slowed down due to recent regulatory crackdowns, raising only a third of Hong Kong's funds in the first half of 2024. Meanwhile, Hong Kong has taken the lead globally, raising over $13.5 billion with major offerings from top companies. As regulations relax, we might see a resurgence in mainland IPO activity later this year. That's all for today, folks. Please continue to tune in for more detailed insights. South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong's stock market is experiencing a resurgence, driven by an influx of mainland Chinese funds and positive signals from Beijing. The Hang Seng Index has risen by 0.5%, buoyed by mainland investors pouring 731.2 billion Hong Kong dollars into Hong Kong stocks in the first half of the year, almost reaching last year's total, and record-breaking southbound trading. Major companies like Galaxy Entertainment and Alibaba have seen their shares jump significantly, amid a government push for a unified national market, curbing aggressive price competition, and emphasizing quality over quantity. Hong Kong's resilience is further underscored by steady performances in bank and property stocks, despite tightening liquidity and rising borrowing costs, as the city's monetary authority actively manages currency interventions. Meanwhile, regional markets such as Japan, South Korea, and Australia are trading lower, reflecting cautious investor sentiment amidst global uncertainties. KPMG's insights highlight a promising future for Hong Kong's banking sector amidst global trade shifts and technological innovation. The report emphasizes that banks are poised to leverage artificial intelligence, AI, and adapt to changes in trade and tariffs, which could open new avenues for growth. Despite a relatively stagnant revenue outlook, Hong Kong banks demonstrated resilience last year, with asset and profit gains supported by cost controls and increased deposits. The adoption of AI is seen as a cost-saving measure that could revolutionize transaction processing and operational efficiency, offsetting high initial implementation costs. Additionally, Hong Kong's status as a zero-tariff-free port positions it advantageously as companies reassess supply chains amid global trade tensions, providing banks with opportunities to finance these restructuring efforts. The city's ambitions to become a virtual asset hub, including the issuance of stablecoins, are expected to bolster its financial services industry, though rising non-performing loans in the property sector remain a challenge. South China Morning Post details how mainland China's IPO market has slowed dramatically in the first half of the year, raising only a third of Hong Kong's total, due to ongoing regulatory crackdowns. The Chinese exchanges saw only 50 companies raise approximately $4.7 billion, compared to Hong Kong's $13.5 billion, which has catapulted it to the top global IPO destination for the period. The regulatory environment has resulted in a focus on high-quality, emerging industry companies, with some optimism that easing of restrictions, such as allowing unprofitable tech firms to list again, may revive the IPO pipeline. Notably, mainland IPOs have shown impressive returns, but these were inflated by regulatory-induced high valuations. Industry leaders like Wu Qing hint at a potential loosening of rules, which could accelerate IPO activity in the second half of the year, signaling a cautious but optimistic outlook for China's primary market amidst the ongoing regulatory adjustments. South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong's monetary authority has intervened twice within a week to defend the local dollar's peg to the US dollar amid mounting pressure from interest rate differentials and carry trade activities. As the disparity between Hong Kong's near-zero interest rates and the US's higher rates fuel speculative borrowing in the form of carry trades, the HKMA sold billions of US dollars to support the currency's position within its narrow 7 Hong Kong dollars and 75 cents to 7 Hong Kong dollars and 85 cents trading band. This strategic intervention was driven by a weakening demand for the Hong Kong dollar, partly due to corporate dividend payments and the repatriation of funds from IPO proceeds, which collectively drained liquidity from the system. The interventions aim to curb the currency's slide and stabilize market expectations, even as interbank rates like HIBOR surged, signaling tighter liquidity conditions and higher borrowing costs for consumers and businesses alike. Nikkei Asia details Japan's ongoing efforts to enhance corporate transparency through stricter disclosure requirements, particularly concerning cross-shareholdings among firms. The financial services agency has intensified its scrutiny, demanding more honest and comprehensive reporting from companies about their strategic shareholdings and the reasons behind reclassifications. Companies are now required to explain their intentions for holding shares classified as investments and outline plans for divestment over a 5-year period, with thorough reviews of annual securities reports before general meetings. These reforms aim to address long-standing issues where firms misrepresented their cross-shareholdings, often masking strategic alliances or corporate control structures. Furthermore, Japan is pushing for earlier publication of securities reports to facilitate better investor engagement, promote board diversity, and foster leadership transparency, especially regarding human capital investments, thus positioning itself as a potential leader in global corporate governance standards amid evolving investor expectations. South China Morning Post also reports on Hong Kong's education sector, where the government's focus on market-driven reforms underscores a shift towards self-reliance among schools. Education Secretary Christine Choi emphasized the importance of schools evaluating their performance and aligning offerings with parental and student needs, rather than relying on government support to sustain underperforming institutions. The policy allowing popular schools to expand by adding more classes has sparked controversy, as it risks marginalizing smaller or struggling schools by entrenching inequalities and fostering a musical chair dynamic among students. Meanwhile, the sector faces funding cuts and increased thresholds for maintaining operations, prompting calls for greater resource flexibility and strategic planning. Choi advocates for a metabolism in the system, encouraging schools to innovate, adapt, and compete, aiming to cultivate a vibrant, responsive education landscape that prioritizes quality and relevance over mere preservation of the status quo. The South China Morning Post vividly depicts Taiwan's groundbreaking military exercise, where the island nation is pushing the boundaries of civil and military preparedness. For the first time, Taiwan's largest annual drill, the Hongkong exercise, will simulate a full-spectrum war scenario under relentless 24/7 live-fire conditions, including urban survival drills amidst air raid warnings, mass evacuations, and infrastructure protection. This comprehensive exercise aims to prepare Taiwan for a potential prolonged conflict with China, starting from cyber attacks and economic coercion to full-scale amphibious landings and urban warfare. The drills also emphasize rapid mobilization, civil-military coordination, and legal compliance, reflecting a strategic shift toward whole-of-society resilience, an effort to unite military readiness with civilian preparedness, underscoring that national security depends on the collective resolve of Taiwan's people amidst escalating tensions with Beijing. Hong Kong's South China Morning Post reports a significant transformation in corporate governance, as the city's stock exchange celebrates the near elimination of all male boards among its listed companies. Once over 40% of companies had only male directors, but now fewer than 10 companies remain with all male boards, thanks to KEX's strict new regulations promoting gender diversity. This policy has spurred the addition of over 800 women to corporate boards over 4 years, boosting female representation from 16% to 21%. The move is seen as a confidence booster for international investors, helping Hong Kong reclaim its position as a top IPO venue, with record-breaking funds pouring in this year. Despite these strides, global comparisons reveal that Hong Kong still lags behind in gender diversity, with only about a quarter of board seats occupied by women worldwide, highlighting ongoing challenges in achieving true equality within corporate leadership. The South China Morning Post also highlights Hong Kong's efforts to diversify its higher education landscape by attracting more top-tier international students. Minister Christine Choi Yuklin emphasizes a strategic push to increase the enrollment of high-quality overseas students, especially from regions beyond mainland China, as the city's universities currently host a significant proportion of mainland students, over 70% of non-local undergraduates in 2024 to 25. With plans to gradually raise the non-local student quota and improve campus facilities, Hong Kong aims to foster a more diverse academic environment while maintaining rigorous standards for admissions. Meanwhile, the government has issued subtle reminders to schools regarding the promotion of U.S. Independence Day celebrations, amid concerns over national security laws. This nuanced approach reflects a balancing act, encouraging international engagement and diversity without compromising the city's security and political stability. According to the South China Morning Post, researchers at the University of Hong Kong are pioneering a groundbreaking approach to organ transplantation using 3D printing technology combined with lab-grown mini-organs, known as organoids. Professor Michael Chan Chi-Wai and his team aim to create personalized airway structures for burn victims by integrating patient-derived cells into 3D printed tissues. These organoids, cultivated from stem cells obtained through simple oral swabs, mimic the structure and function of real organs, enabling not only potential transplant solutions but also personalized testing for medicines, vaccines, and diseases. The team has developed innovative methods to attach these organoids onto 3D printed scaffolds, simulating natural tissue functions such as mucus production and hair-like cilia movement, vital for respiratory health. Their recent collaboration with Hitachi has led to the creation of a machine capable of automating organoid production, significantly reducing manual labor and increasing efficiency, paving the way for future full-cycle organ development directly from stem cells, a promising leap toward regenerative medicine and personalized healthcare. The Sydney Morning Herald reports on Qantas' recent acquisition of its first Airbus A321XLR, marking a significant milestone in the airline's fleet modernization. The new aircraft, which arrived amidst Sydney's heavy rains and a series of operational disruptions, exemplifies Qantas' strategy to replace its aging Boeing 737s with more versatile, fuel-efficient planes capable of longer routes. The Airbus A321XLR boasts the widest cabin among narrow-body aircraft, with wider seats, larger windows, and expanded overhead compartments designed to enhance passenger comfort and baggage capacity. Its extended range opens up new possibilities for international flights from regional hubs, allowing Qantas to explore routes like Melbourne-Hong Kong or Sydney-Bangkok without the need for larger aircraft. Despite recent setbacks, including a cyber attack affecting millions of customers and weather-related flight cancellations, the airline's focus remains on leveraging this new aircraft to improve service flexibility and operational efficiency, signaling a strategic shift toward more sustainable and adaptable air travel. The Toronto Star details OTC Markets Group's launch of the OTC Basic Market, a transformative upgrade to the U.S. over-the-counter securities landscape. This new framework emphasizes transparency and ongoing disclosure, requiring companies to meet specific standards such as timely financial reports and management certifications. By phasing out the pink current market, OTC Markets aims to foster a more reliable and investor-friendly environment, encouraging companies to engage more actively with U.S. markets and improve their visibility. Already, over 1,000 securities from the U.S. and international markets are participating in this initiative, with many moving upward into higher tiers like OTCQX, reflecting a growing appetite among issuers for better governance and digital engagement. Conversely, companies failing to meet the new standards are relegated to less transparent markets, reinforcing the group's mission to promote informed investment decisions and market efficiency. This overhaul marks a significant stride toward a more structured and trustworthy OTC trading environment, benefiting investors and issuers alike. South China Morning Post vividly chronicles the evolution of Chanel's iconic J12 watch, highlighting its revolutionary use of ceramic, a material that embodies resilience and elegance. Since its debut at the dawn of the 21st century, the J12 has signified a daring shift in horological design, inspired by high-performance yachts and automobiles, with its unisex aesthetic and lightweight, scratch-resistant ceramic body. Celebrating a 25-year legacy, Chanel introduces a stunning new shade of blue, deep and profound, reminiscent of Coco Chanel's personal love for this hue, crafted after 5 years of meticulous research. This vibrant color adorns 9 exclusive watches, including tourbillon and gem set models, each meticulously crafted in Switzerland through a multi-stage process that ensures durability, color retention, and a luxurious matte and polished finish, making these timepieces enduring symbols of craftsmanship and innovation. South China Morning Post further captures Hong Kong's dynamic new openings, blending culinary innovation with cultural vibrancy. The second location of Tuni Tuni, a Korean kids' gym, emphasizes nurturing creativity and physical development in children through engaging storytelling and diverse games, fostering curiosity and movement from a tender age. Meanwhile, Gossip, inspired by its sister cocktail bar Socio, elevates nightlife with Asian mask-inspired drinks like the Hanya and Nuashi, complemented by live R&B and hip-hop performances, creating a fusion of tradition and modernity. On the culinary front, Shu Long Can introduces Hong Kong to Sichuan's fiery hot pot, renowned for its complex tianfu broth infused with 9 spices and lactic acid bacteria, while Le Calvert offers a taste of French culinary heritage with canard à la pressa, a meticulous dish that extracts rich flavors from a whole Chalons duck pressed to perfection. South China Morning Post shares an inspiring story of resilience through Hanmi Walshriddle's remarkable journey from battling breast cancer to becoming a fitness coach and mental health advocate. Overcoming aggressive cancer, PTSD, divorce, and cultural adjustments in Hong Kong, she transformed her life through fitness, embracing hot yoga, strength training, and Olympic weightlifting. Her dedication extends beyond personal growth. She actively supports cancer and mental health charities, organizing community walks, runs, and charity races that raise thousands of Hong Kong dollars. Her relentless pursuit of self-improvement and community impact underscores her mission to inspire others facing adversity, demonstrating that it's never too late to reclaim control and forge a meaningful, empowered life. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6do Brief via email.
Scrolling through the headlines, another crazy day. 6 degrees of stories, connecting in their way. From the weather to the sports, and everything we see. People making news on TV screens for free. 6 degree world, where the news comes in a whirl. Every story ties together like a ribbon in a twirl. Sit back and watch it all, big and small they call. From city lights to countryside, we're connected after all. A laugh, a cry, a sigh, news is flying high. From city lights to countryside, we're connected after all. A laugh, a cry,